What's up, everyone? This is Jeff with KW, and I'm coming at you with another market update, this time for the month of July. When there is volatility in the stock market, wealthy people buy real property because of its long-term stability. So congratulations! You're a damn genius. Now, let's take a look at how the Fed's interest rate hikes and just general seasonality of the year has affected the national real estate market in the last 30 days or so. We've seen a pickup in inventory, but not from a big increase in new listings. It's from a slowdown in the pace of sales. The same inventory with fewer sales means more months of supply. After 2 years of bonkers market performance, home sales are basically back to where they were in 2019, right before the pandemic. Take a look at this graph and let's look at national inventory. The top three lines in blue and gray, which is 2017, 18, and 19, were really basic, normal cycles of the real estate market here in the United States. Those are what normal inventory levels look like. Now look at 2020 and 2021. They were obviously cattywampus. The thick blue line at the bottom is us now in 2022. So these are real numbers. And if you look at the graph, this is why context matters. Inventory is rising, but it's nowhere near what normal was back a few years ago. We're still between 3 and 4 times lower than what we need to have a balanced market, which, don't forget, a balanced market is between 3 and 6 months usually. It is still firmly a seller's market. The only difference now is that buyers actually have a minute to breathe while they're going through the process. Something you've heard me talk about before that I also want to reiterate again is that the Fed interest rates and the mortgage interest rates are not tied together. One of them does not necessarily impact the other one. For example, back in May when the Fed hiked rates by 75 basis points, take a look at last month's video if you want to know what basis points are, or Google it. Back in May when the Fed hiked rates by 75 basis points, the average mortgage rate dropped from about 5.8% to about 5.3%. These two animals sometimes act similarly, but they are very much different. And as always, if you're wondering how to anticipate what mortgage rates are going to do, take a look at the 10-year Treasury yield curve, also known as the 10-year T-bond or Treasury bond. Mortgage rates tend to stick with that curve pretty closely. Now, I mainly focus my efforts across 3 different counties and 58 zip codes, so even though I have stats for Northern Virginia as a whole, if you have questions about your hyper-local area, DM me and let me know. Inventory in the region is at just over 1 month, meaning that if no one else listed a house, it would take about 33 days to sell through them all. We also saw just under 250 fewer closings in June than in May. That is a normal part of the summer slump around here. Anecdotally, in my own business, I'm personally seeing days on market go up. Price drops are not uncommon as the market finds its ceiling, and traffic at open houses for listings that aren't fully updated and pretty, or maybe they're not in the best neighborhood, has slowed. Sellers are still getting most or all of their asking price on average though, although this number is a definite drop from last month's 102.8%. Additionally, I'm getting buyers under contract with most or all of their usual protections: financing, appraisal, and inspection. 3 months ago, there was no way that was happening. The gift that listing agents were handed a couple of years ago, where they could cold call anyone and say, tell me what your price is that would make you move out of your house, and I could probably get it for you. Those days are gone. We're firmly back to the basics to get top dollar. Proper home prep, timing, and for God's sake, take those pictures of you and your family off the walls. Nobody comes into a house thinking they might buy it and wants to see your face. As pretty as it is, I'm sorry. Also, when I talk to for sale by owners who tell me that guy over there sold his house for $1.7 million, so I figured I could at least get that, maybe a couple hundred extra, I can tell it's unlikely they sell houses very often. They just don't have the same tools and the same reach that I do. And a significant percentage of them, in the high 90s at least, end up listing their house with a professional broker anyway. Let's talk about something you maybe didn't see coming. The past couple of years have helped a lot of people get into the real estate industry because the barrier to entry is relatively low, which our reputation catches crap for all the time, and you could trip over your own feet and get a home sold. Those days are over, and the industry has already begun moving back toward genuine skill, experience, and connections to get your property in front of not just any buyers, but the right buyers. Now that the market has shifted, we're forecasting inexperienced or incompetent agents are going to start going back to their W-2 jobs in the next 12 to 18 months. Well, fear not. I'm coming into my 11th year, and I got you. So, if you're thinking about selling your place, this is what I would advise. August is usually pretty slow as people get their vacations out of the way and then get the kids back to school. We usually see a rise in late August, early September, and that'll last usually through October and sometimes even into mid-November. Then it quiets down again as people settle in for the holiday season. If you need to list your place in the next 90 days, I would suggest you take the next couple of weeks and take care of getting the house ready and prepped to go on sale for the fall market. We'll list it as coming soon, which you can do up to 21 days before it goes active. We'll list it as coming soon the second week of August, and then we'll make it active right after Labor Day when everybody's looking. Timing couldn't be better. So, direct message, text, call, email, or send carrier pigeons with questions if you're wondering how to make your next big real estate move. I'm here to help with connections on anything property related. Buying or selling, property management, plumbers, electricians, appliance repair folks, HVAC folks. Now that it's hot as shit outside, everything's breaking. Anything you need to take care of your property, I can help. Thanks for watching, and until next time.